No, y'all can talk because I take the audio out anyway.
So why'd you tell me to get out?
Because I want you to get out.
Oh, just to get out of recording. So you thinking of what you're gonna say?
Usually I do. And then if I don't do the voiceover for a few days, yeah, because I'm showing them with tips. There, with tips, and that they've been filed to be.
Your mom Galo.
You're stupid.
Just in case you listen back to the audio, you know.
I don't. I just extract it. But thank you for trying.
So sometimes you do talk to them?
No, I talk to them every time, but not during the recording. Yeah, so that happened. Nothing good ever comes of me doing anything productive while my kids are conscious or present. I'm telling you, I have tried to record this voiceover 3 times. Anyway, here's what we're doing today. So I'm showing you guys how to apply UNT peel off base coat over dipped nails with tips. So right now I do have the half cover tips on right now, and I am applying a thin line where the tip and my nail meet. I did file them. They are flush with my natural nail. So I am applying a thin layer there just to make sure that there's no deviation or ridges whenever I do go to apply color. So do you guys have kids? I have 5. I have 5 kids. I have 4 daughters and 1 son, and they are all a pain in the ass, as you could see. Usually I do my best work when they are unconscious or gone. But that day I was recording a video during the day. My husband was playing his PlayStation 4 and my son was running around, and my girls, 2 of them, were watching me. That was Ariana is my 13-year-old. She just turned 13. And Micah is 13, about to be 14, coming July 1st. So my 2 oldest were in there watching me do my applications, and that's just a tidbit of what I have to deal with them. Anyway, back to nails. So now I'm doing a full dip in clear after having done the thin line where my the tip meets my natural nail. So I'm using double dipped clear because it is the clearest of the clear that I can find of all the clear. I love it. I'm almost out of it, as you can see. It's going to be a catastrophe because it's so amazing. She has a hard time keeping it in stock. So I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyway, so I do use UNT peel off base coat over my tips. Now my nail beds are not in good shape. Sad to say that prior to me doing dip, I did press-ons, and along with the press-on adhesive sticky pad thing, I would also use super glue, and which led to me hand filing off the glue and also my natural nail. So they're damaged, but they are on the mend. They look better now that I've been dipping. I've only been dipping since November 2019. So, but they are doing much better. But I do use tips. So what I did was I prepped my nails, pushed back my cuticles. I don't file them or buff them anymore. I actually use the alcohol swab prep pads to remove all the oils and stuff from my nail beds. And then I do apply the tips. I file them, shape them, and then I file them till they are flush with my natural nail. So that's the only thing you guys missed. Nothing major. But I'm using triple vitamin base. As you can see, I'm running out of that, but I do have more, so that's not a catastrophe. But that's what I'm using as of right now. I do have my toothpicks that I go around my cuticle and sidewalls after each dip to make sure that my lines are nice and crisp and clean and look somewhat professional. And I have my coarse brush there on the side to dust off any excess powders. Yeah, I'm clumsy all the time. So I did speed up this video because, as we've established, I do move at the speed of a sloth apparently. So if I didn't speed this up, we'd be here for hours. So, and it's not that serious. So I'm just dusting off, make sure I get off all the excess product left behind. I've got my nail Addiption activator. I'm just going to go through and activate real quick. I do 2 layers of activator. I go through each nail once and then I repeat. Rinse and repeat just to make sure that everything is nice and saturated with activator and it's going to cure properly. And it's only 1 layer and a small strip, so it doesn't take much, but it's best practice for me. I actually do 2 layers every time that I'm dipping, and if I do like a double encapsulation over chunky glitters, I'll do another layer, a 3rd layer on top just to make sure it's nice and cured. All right, we'll give that 2 minutes to set. Voila. So I've already filed and buffed off camera, and I'm going through with my prep pad, and I am dehydrating on top of the clear dip after filing, just to get rid of any leftover dust or debris or chunks or anything that's left behind. Sorry, I occasionally pop out of frame here and there, but trust me, you're not missing anything. I'm just a thief-a-dee, and I'm not paying attention. Alright, so I've got my UNT peel-off base coat. I don't know if it's UNT or UNT or whatever. All I know, I love it. That's all I know. Alright. So whenever I'm doing my peel-off base coat, I of course go over the entire nail, but I do a thin layer, not too thin. I cover the entire nail. And I noticed that whenever I use my alcohol prep pads just prior to putting on the peel-off base coat, I've noticed that it does help it dry a little bit quicker for the first layer. So, and you'll see occasionally I do go through after I apply the peel-off base coat, and I'll swipe the brush on the inside of the bottle on both sides of the brush to get everything off of the brush, and then I'll go over my nail once, swipe it on the inside of the bottle to get it off, go over my nail again in another spot, and then I'll swipe it off in the bottle again, just to remove any excess peel-off base coat to help it dry a little bit quicker. And it doesn't do anything to the outcome or the result of using the base coat. I have no problem popping them off, and my tips remain intact because we did do that layer of clear activated before we did the peel-off base coat. Sorry, I sneezed. Earthquake! No, Liz sneezed. Sorry. Oh man. So, as we can probably tell, I'm pretty new to the YouTuber world. I do have some colleagues that have been, in life a little bit longer than I have, and not much longer, but I do take all of their constructive criticism and their advice to heart. I make sure that I apply it in everything that I do. So one colleague that I do have that I'm very proud to call a colleague is Marla Chris. She was actually, I was her YouTube groupie, I guess. And I reached out to her one day and with a question, and I wasn't surprised that she responded because she's very down to earth, very real. But the response that I got was actually surprising and overwhelming, and it almost brought me to tears. So, and we've been communicating ever since. And then I got into YouTubing, and she's kind of taken me under her wing. So I really appreciate that she's helping guide me. So I'm going in with the 2nd layer of the peel-off base coat right now, and I'm making sure that I still don't do a very thick layer or too thin of a layer. I just Cover the nail thoroughly, but make sure there's no excess or anything. This does tend to go into the sidewalls a little bit and the cuticle line a little bit. I think it's because it's so thick. So I just give that a nice swipe either with my nail or as you saw with my cuticle pusher, just to make sure that we clean that up. Because I mean, I don't think it does anything. I don't think it'll cause lifting or anything like that, but it's just not appealing, I guess. So anyway, meanwhile, back at the farm. So yes, I am new to the YouTuber world, and if you find any of my videos useful or helpful in any way or amusing, please don't hesitate to give the video a like, share it, subscribe. That'd be great. I'd appreciate more subscribers. Comment if you see fit. But I hope this video was helpful to you. You just make sure that you let each layer dry completely in between layers. And then afterwards, make sure you let it dry completely before you do start your dip process. But that's it. I do 2 layers, and then once it's completely dry, it's ready to go. You don't have to do any prep. You don't have to dehydrate again. With the peel-off base coat there, it will be a little shiny, but it still holds the dip powder relatively well. So if you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to leave a comment down at the bottom. I will reply in a timely manner, and I'm happy to help. Thank you guys for watching.